So you're about to have a face-to-face meeting with a prospect. Maybe you've talked to them on the phone and they're coming down to look at the apartment, or maybe this is just their first time walking into the community and you want to make sure that you do a great job. You want to make sure that you present yourself well, that you present your community well. Most importantly, you want to make sure that you get the lease. You would love this person to become a resident at your community. Well, what are some of the things that you should say to your prospect? What are some of the questions that you should ask them as you're meeting with this prospect in order to make yourself the most professional, the most effective, and give yourself the best chance possible of you getting that lease? Let's talk about some of the things that you can say right now. Now, when a prospect comes into the leasing office, remember, this is no longer the phone. And although we teach you some fantastic phone training skills at Leasing University, I want you to remember when you're working with a prospect there at the community, you also have to be cognizant of your body language, your posture, your facial expressions, your eye contact. So make sure as I go through what questions I want you to ask, what things I want you to say to that prospect, make sure that you're taking into account also some of the things that we've taught you on leasinguniversity.com about how to present yourself in the best possible light with your physical appearance, your posture, your eye contact, you're smiling. Remember, when they approach, you're getting out of your chair and you're greeting them, hi, welcome, welcome, and you're always making eye contact with them. Make sure that you're also always cognizant of your physical expression and your physical appearance when you're working with somebody there at the community. Most leasing professionals make this mistake. They work with somebody over the phone, they set the appointment, and when the person gets there or the people get there, oftentimes it's a group, maybe it's a couple, when the prospects get there, they let their guard down. They think, oh, it's a done deal. I got him on the phone. I set the appointment, went through the Leasing University phone training system. Hey, this is my deal. And they let their guard down. Don't do that. It's a big mistake. The lease is not a lease until it's a signed lease, all right? So don't let your guard down. This is just the next step in the process, and you have to maintain your professionalism. Another thing I want you to be cognizant of is before every meeting, I want you to take a second and I want you to think to yourself, what is the outcome that I want from this meeting? Now, chances are, most of the time, the outcome that you want is you're going to want them to sign a lease. Well, I also need you to consciously realize the result that I am looking to achieve from this meeting with this prospect is I want them to sign the lease. The mistake that so many of us make in property management is we think, oh, you know what, if I do the right things, if I've got a positive attitude, if I say the right things, I'm going to sign the lease. You need to frame your brain that this is the outcome, this is the target that I'm going for, this is where I'm driving things, it's signing the lease. The lease is not going to get signed on its own. It's just not going to happen. Moving is way too scary. There's way too many forces that are in direct conflict with you trying to get that renter to think about it. The renter is not going to go ahead and decide to close on their own. And if they do decide on their own, well, you've taken way too much of their time. I need you to think before every single meeting, what is the outcome? If the outcome that you want is for them to close, I need you to drive towards that close. And remember your closing process. Remember making your proposal and going through the steps of the closing process that we've taught you in the Leasing University system. All right, question number one. This is a fantastic question to be asking your prospects in your face-to-face meeting right from the start. What motivated you to visit the community today? What motivated you to have this meeting today? What motivated you to come down and meet with me today? You will be surprised at how well this question does in getting your prospect to open up, in getting your prospect to give you vital information that they may not have given you over the phone. Their guard may have been up too much when you ask them, hey, Karen, what motivated you to come down today? I'm curious, what motivated you to come visit the property today? You're gonna find that they're going to open up, and I want you to key off of that. And I want you to, when they say, I'm just so stressed out at my current place, don't leave things at the first answer. They drill into that. Tell me a little bit more. It's terrible. Tell me a little bit more about that. What's stressing you out? Is it the location of your place? Is it the apartment itself? What's going on? Why are you so stressed out where you live? It's my neighbor. Talk to me about the neighbors. Well, the walls are just so thin, and I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in a number of months. Oh my goodness, how is that affecting you? Is that affecting your work? Absolutely, it's affecting my work. You can see how you can tree a really powerful dialogue off of a simple question like, what motivated you to come to the community today? Never assume that you know what is motivating your prospect. You're a professional. It's your job to ask and not assume. Imagine if you were a doctor and you assumed everything that you knew about your patient. You may be right some of the time, and you may be completely wrong. Well, doctors don't do this because if they're wrong, people die. All right? I want you to use that same level of professionalism. What motivated you to visit the property today? You're going to find this is a very, very powerful question. Here's the second question I want you to think about today. Tim, exactly what are we trying to accomplish here today? Tim, exactly what would you like to accomplish here today? You're going to find that so many times, well, I want to look at this. I also, I told you 1 bedroom. I also want to see a 2 bedroom because I think I might have a little bit more budget, and I just want to see what a little bit more money will get me. I need to sign a lease today. Ask your prospect exactly, what do we need to accomplish today? Monica, let me know exactly what are we looking to accomplish here today. What are we trying to accomplish here today? You are now a professional. You're in a hurry to help them. You're valuing their time. You're not just going to have them show up and you start spewing out facts about the features, benefits, and amenities of your community. You're for sure not going to just start touring them around the community. That's not what a professional does. Just like a brain surgeon or a great doctor, you're going to ask them, exactly what are we trying to accomplish today? You're going to find that a lot of times they're going to say, I want to sign a lease today. I need to select a home today. Well, think about how much easier it's going to be. You already have the terrific closing process that we taught you. Think about how much easier that closing process is if right from the beginning, in the first 1 or 2 questions that you ask your prospect, you ask them, what do we need to accomplish today? What are you trying to accomplish today? And they tell you, I want to sign a lease. You've put yourself in a much better position. Again, professionals ask professional questions. They're not afraid to ask things like that. They don't shy away from that. This is how you step your game up to that next level, by asking questions just like this. All right, third, I'm going to leave you with this question. Jennifer, where are you living today and where do you want to be? Where are you today and where do you want to be? Oh, it's a great question. This is how a professional operates. Where are you today and where do you want to be? Remember, you want to try and establish their current situation and their desired, their ideal situation, so that you can figure out how wide that gap is. How frustrated are they with their current situation? How desperate are they? How much do they need to move? Maybe when you ask them a question like that, you will find that where they're at today is perfect. It's the ultimate apartment for them. They love where they're living today. Unfortunately, it's located in Boston, 1,600 miles away, and they're transferring to the city. That way now you can focus on what is it about your apartment in Boston that you love so much, so that you can figure out the areas where your apartment matches with the apartment in Boston. Sometimes people don't want to move away from something. They're just forced to move away. And that's a totally different sales process when you're trying to replicate something that they love than when you're trying to build something that is totally different from where they're at now and why they hate where they're at now. Listen, I hope these 3 questions help. One last thing I want to leave you with on all of these. Make sure that you let your prospect talk. Make sure, like I said before, that you're asking those follow-up questions, that you're peeling the layers back, that you're getting really to the heart of things. So don't ever take your prospect's answer at face value. Dig in and get additional answers. As you do more listening and allow them to do more talking, they're going to trust you more. They're going to enjoy their time with you more. They're going to feel like they're working with an absolute real estate professional that not only understands the market, not only understands the property, but understands them at a personal level. And it's going to be so much easier for you to get that lease. I hope these 3 questions help. I hope these tips help. I know most of you are already subscribed to Leasing University, my legion of leasers, my army of apartment maniacs. I know a lot of you have already received your Certified Leasing Consultant Credential. I'm so proud of you. The team is so proud of you. Listen, if you're not subscribed, if you're not part of Leasing University, I encourage you, please have a look at leasinguniversity.com. People that are enrolled in our training platform lease 7 times more apartments than the rest of the industry. This is the single greatest thing that you can do for yourself. It's extremely affordable. It's month to month. There's no contracts. There's no commitments. We will change your life. We will help give you the information and the training that you need to hit your goals in property management. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. Until the next video, I want you to be great, and I want you to get those leases. I'll talk to you soon.